I've never been the most active or physically fit person. I'm thin by nature, not by dedication. Therefore, when my geology teacher announced that we would be taking a trip to the Grand Canyon to hike down to the 3 Mile Rest House and back, I was a little concerned. 2 days before the trip, we were required to run a mile in under 10 minutes to see if we were going to be able to handle the hike. It seemed easy enough. However, the night before I had to run the mile, I was up all night working on a project for another class, and basically did not sleep or even eat much prior to running. In addition to the humidity and the fact that it was midday, I could hardly even finish my third lap around the track. Regardless, I still thought, hey, running is way different than hiking. So when the time came to make my way down into the canyon, I felt ready. Sure, I hadn't slept the night before either, but during high school, I was used to less than 6 hours of sleep anyway. I drank a coffee fueled energy drink and only a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a bottle of orange Powerade that day. The way down, as expected, was immensely easy. I was practically running down the steps of the trail, stopping every now and again to admire the view. After we made it down to the rest house, my group decided that, since it had taken us only a few hours to come back down, we should head back up as fast as possible and be the first group back. That was when I knew that everyone in my group was crazy and apparently superhuman because the treacherous hike back up the cliff was 10,000 times harder than coming down. After I climbed up the first few sets of switchbacks, I immediately felt weak. It was beyond hot, the air was thin, my legs were burning, and I could not breathe. I threw myself on a large boulder right off the trail and tried to catch my breath, urging my group to go on without me. To be honest, I didn't think they would leave me behind and walk another half a mile, but they did. Now, I have a pretty decent immune system. I never throw up and hadn't before that day in over 3 years. Yet, as I clung to the rock with shaking legs, I felt my measly lunge start to come back up. I figured that I would feel better having thrown up, and so I hurled over, throwing up literally only the orange Powerade. It was gross, but I felt as though I had the energy to start moving again. Luckily, a group of hikers had seen my little episode and stopped to offer me water and strange electrolyte gummies, and my group had headed back for me all in the same moment. After that, I found the strength to push myself to finish the hike, though I had to take breaks every now and again, and finally got myself out of that god awful, but beautiful, hole in the ground. And while I really honestly have never felt closer to death, I'm thankful for the experience because at least now I know my limits.